Hello, welcome back to the Booshakalaka podcast. I am reporting host Tiffany, joined with my co-host Pierre.
I was never good. Great. Pow! Right in the kisser.
I was never good. I was great.
Is that Snow White and the Huntsman?
Go to hell. That was Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. Go to hell. I thought you knew it.
All I know is Madison Lee. Well, everybody, before we start this review, I have a nice short story to tell you. When I was a young warthog, a preteen, ages like 10 to 13, during the summer, I had a scary movie club. So I had a couple friends that I had from school. We lived like, it wasn't across the street, but it was like around the corner, very, very close. Every Saturday morning, now that I think about it, if it was on a weekend, where the hell was my mama? I don't know. Maybe she went to, I think she used to go to a workout class, and that's when she would run her errands, get all the groceries and all that stuff. And my dad was in the military, so he was always working all the time anyway. But I would go to their house early, like 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. That's early for a kid in the summer. And we would just watch a horror movie. This one stuck with me. I was scared of Chucky until, not even trying to be funny, until Bride of Chucky came out.
No,
I was genuinely scared of this. This is the scariest because he is so mean
and brutal
and funny, but oh my God.
Yeah, no, this was scary. I feel bad when people are like, oh, Chucky's not scary. Like, no, y'all are thinking of the Chucky you know today. This was scary. Like, there were some very horrifying elements. Like, I'm like, I hope kids were not watching this because
Yeah. And the first horrifying element is, how did the Good Guys Factory stay in business after somebody died trying to bring back a doll that another kid accused of killing his family or killing people around him? Because I just remembered his mother didn't die.
Yeah.
There would have been an investigation.
Corporate greed. This is literally the beginning of the 90s.
That's what I was thinking.
So yeah, we start this movie off. The Good Guy Corporation is basically trying to do damage control, PR control, because of the situation that happened with Andy. And it does let us know that the police denied everything. So that means agent, detective, whatever his name was.
Mike.
Maybe he got silenced. Maybe it was because, he was the only witness. The other guy, maybe they just got fired or something.
I feel like the other guy went with whatever the police chief was saying. Lieutenant Drebin. He went with everything he was saying. And I feel like Mike was on Karen's side.
Yeah.
Personally. I feel. But they railroaded him the fuck up out of there. They were like, nah, you gotta go.
Take your pension and get the hell out. And so now Andy's mom is in a psychiatric ward because she did take her son's side in court. And so Andy is a foster child, this is such a tragic story. Like, I'm just thinking about it and saying it back. This is tragic as hell. So yeah, Andy is at the halfway house.
What I don't understand, just really quick, he was not a halfway house. Did he just get released? What I don't understand is the doll. The remains of the doll had human blood in it. I don't know if they were running DNA and stuff, but maybe not.
No, because remember, I'm thinking of Totally
maybe
Killer.
Not.
And how she went back and was like, here's the blood. And they were like, what the hell?
Yeah, maybe not. Never mind. Never mind, guys.
But good points to raise. It just seemed like nobody cared to investigate this at all. So what they do, I love these scenes, by the way. They chip him up and they chip him off and he got a metal back. Like, I was like, this is very sophisticated to make this doll. And like Tiffany said,
they were upgrading it.
Oh, wow.
Well, you got to think about the little dolls you used to have when you were younger. If you had any, if you pushed hard enough, you would smush their whole face in. So maybe that's why. And then RuppleCop probably came out. So
So there is an accident at the factory when the workers are trying to they get struck by lightning. So that's when Chucky is revived. I'm not gonna say anything about the lore. I'm just gonna let it be what it is. This was a sequel. Whatever. If that's how
Hey,
he's brought
it
back,
happened. It happened to Jason in Jason 6. So fuck it.
not Jason 6. What was the
Yeah, Jason
title of it?
lives. Jason lives.
Okay. So yeah, Chucky's back, and Andy is now with a foster home. He's in foster care. I immediately felt uncomfortable for him. It was just a very uncomfortable. I was like, this is not a good home. He's sitting up there. She's talking about, oh, look at this glass thing from my mother. I'm sorry, my grandmother. And my mom gave it to me. Her mom gave it to her. Who you gonna give it to? That was like, I hate awkward silences. I hate secondhand embarrassment. Girl, you ain't gonna say nothing. He's a kid asking you.
What I didn't understand, like the dad did not want to foster any more kids. What I didn't understand is why were they continuing to foster when they should have just been adopting? Because it's not said, but Joanne cannot have any children.
Mm-hmm.
They've tried and it didn't work.
Yeah.
But yeah, just adopt a baby. I didn't not even a baby. Adopt a child. I'm not quite understanding why they keep fostering. But Grace, who was the social worker, makes a very good point that they are great foster parents and they've had a lot of kids come in there, and she thinks that they can deal with Andy because they feel that Andy is going through it. We do see a scene of him talking to a psychiatrist and he's explaining everything that happened with Chucky in part 1, but they are turning Andy's way of coping with this stress has turned it into a dream. It turned it into a fantasy. Yeah. So they just think he is delusional. But
that's very creative for a child.
We know Andy was very, very smart. But yes, I get the awkward silence. What I don't get is this lady just told you a long story about how this boy is scared of a good guy's doll, and you take him to this bedroom and there's a good guy's doll tucked away in the closet.
She said she forgot. To be fair, to be on Joanne's side, she said that because they had been fostering so much and they had so many toys, it's like Pee Wee Herman's house in there. She just forgot. Like, they may have got it for one kid and then 20 more came in. I mean, I get that. Like, who keeps
my brain doesn't work like that.
Parents don't keep track of toys like that. Like, once it's your toy, it's your toy.
I ain't got no kids, so maybe you're right.
Then we introduced to our girl, Kyle.
You mean Judy Funny?
Girl! Oh my God! I was literally saying to myself before the review, I was like, I'm gonna call her Judy Funny because that's basically who the fuck she was.
Humiliation! Oh, Judy! Look at you, your pathetic lumps of clay.
Because I don't know if like this was a 90s bad girl, but I'm like, girl, this is Judy Funny. Like, down to the beret.
She's either Judy Funny or fucking Nino Brown. Like, either one. Either one.
Yeah, I would hang out with Kyle. Like, come on, combat boots. Like they're
back. Like that smoking. She was a bad influence.
Right, she was, but at least she acknowledged that smoking was bad, and she did it because.
But I will say, what's so crazy is how she was dressed. You could have just plucked her right into 2025.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's
no problem.
Cool. She's a cool chick. She's one of those jaded foster kids. Like, I've been bounced around. I'm not gonna unpack because I ain't gonna be here that long. But, she still has a heart. And I don't know. I love Kyle. So, yeah. This is just ridiculous. So, I do not remember his name. Now, I don't remember the executive's name. The guy who is letting the boss, I'm guessing the CEO of Good Guy.
The boss.
The boss. Well, his executive assistant. You know what? That's why I get them confused. I'll explain later. But he's headed home from the Good Guy factory, and Chucky has snuck into his thing. Well, yeah, into his things. Why is he taking the doll with him? Where is it? What was the point in that? I didn't understand.
Because his supervisor, he asked him, what should I do with the doll? The supervisor said, stick it up your ass. So he was going home to prepare for that. It's the only thing I can think of.
You're telling a joke right now, but older men have been known to check into the hospital and have objects found of them. I'm just saying.
I mean, you remember the gerbil episode of South Park?
You must find your way out of this place or you will surely die. This way has been closed off by the great sphincter.
Oh, Mr. Slave.
On the journey.
Oh my God. Lemmy winks. I hate them. So yeah, so he got Chucky in the backseat. I don't know why he didn't just throw it in the trash. I just feel like adults would not care this much. So
but what we find out later in the movie, they still were going through with production.
Clearly, it was packed.
The boss wanted to just what happened right here, how this man died, shove it under the rug. Nobody needs to know. What are we going to tell his family, that he had a heart attack? Like, he just did not care. And I hope he gets his comeuppance. Let's put it that way. But yes, he's in the Chucky is in the back seat. Matson gets in his car and he is headed home. He gets a phone call on his car phone, so he was making money, baby, back in 1990.
He had a car phone.
His lady of the night is on the phone. His lady du jour is on the phone, and she tells him, "Did you get the vodka?" He said, "Oh, the vodka. Yes, I'll get the vodka." So he heads over to the liquor store, and we see Chucky sitting up in the back seat. These are elements that frightened me as a child. And Chucky opens up. Wait, is this the part where he opens up the attaché, or is that after?
This is because he has to call. He's calling the why did you call it an attaché? He calls the home. What? How? Well, I guess he's going through the files in the back seat.
Yes. Okay. He's going through Matson's files in the back seat, and he sees all the information on Andy because, of course, they were resurrecting the doll to prove that there was no tampering with it. I don't know why. Just trash it and move on. Double check the new dolls moving forward. Move on. And what are you resurrecting? It was pieces.
That's what I'm saying. It was flawed because how am I supposed to know that that's the same doll? Like, how would anybody just know? Like, you could have just gotten some random good guy doll and been like, oh, this is the same doll and nothing's wrong with it. That makes no sense.
It's not. Exactly. There's no way of finding out. But anyway, Matson gets back in the car.
Running up our long distance.
Oh yeah, Chucky calls and he calls Grace over at the home and he tells her, "Hey, I'm looking for information on Andy Barkley. I'm his Uncle Charles." And this is the catalyst that makes me angry at people, because why didn't she just say, "All right, Uncle Charles, come in tomorrow. We can verify your information and we can get Andy to you"? No, Andy lives at 4321 Pussy Way. Go get him. Like, why would she do that?
Stop calling here.
Isn't this 4215 Pussy Way?
You bitch!
Now let me check the zip code. 212, fuck you.
Why would she do, like, I don't even think people would do that in 1990. I don't think so.
I'm just thinking of Totally Killer. When she walked into the school and was like, "Hey, I'm from such and such." She was like, "Here's class schedule." I don't know. Maybe they just weren't. Like, when was Columbine? Like, I don't know when it got strict.
No, Columbine was 1999. But still, the thing of the matter is, come on, Kelly Rowland. The thing of the matter is, when Andy's mother went to court, she would have said he has an uncle that he could stay with instead of this foster family. It was quite clear that he didn't have any other family. And I thought that was kind of weird too. Like, I don't think this should have been a foster family type of deal. I think this should have been he went to go live with his father's family type of deal.
Because to not have any relatives is far-fetched.
Zero. Nothing. That's crazy. But I mean, of course, DNA databases, we didn't really have them back then. So maybe they didn't know. Yeah. But still, like, Grace, shame on you, Grace. You started this and you gonna get what's coming to you because you should have closed your dang mouth. He finds Andy's information. He's got the address. He knows where he's going. Matson gets back in the car and don't move. I'm sorry, but a doll hand does not feel like a human hand. And Chucky's hands are probably like what? A third of our hand, maybe a fourth of our hand.
Probably a little bit bigger than your dog.
He holds up a water gun to Matson's head and makes him drive to the neighborhood that Andy lives in. Has him park at a park. He taunts him. I didn't believe this part. Like, I would have rather just a stab in the ass, something. This just didn't make sense to me. Like, this is one of my favorite. This is my favorite Chucky movie, but Come on. You have to really suspend belief to believe that this man let this little doll in the back seat do all he needed to do. Tied him up with jump rope, baby. And then choked him out with that same jump rope.
I thought he put a bag over his face.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. The Lakeshore Strangler is still not strangling people. What? Chucky, see, but Chucky is one of those killers. I need to make this a point because I'm going to say it in all of my Chucky reviews.
Mm-hmm.
He is a killer that will not get out of his own way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He causes his downfall every time.
He is not a Hannibal Lecter. Like, he's not somebody that they need to get a psychiatrist, and he's not like The Trap where they need a psychiatrist to be like, he's going to do this and this and this. Chucky's anger is going to ruin everything for him in life, as it already
like in the
has.
first one, we give him a pass in the first one because he's trying to figure out what is going on, and he's having a little fun with it too.
Mm-hmm.
But in this one, he was determined to get back in his body, but he was playing childish games. You play childish games, you win childish prizes.
So
but anyway, let's move on.
He makes his way over to the house. That's when he's confronted with the good guy doll that Andy did find, Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
And he up in there, it's storming. Tommy start talking. So he decides to beat Tommy with the glass sculpture that we just explained was passed down from my great-grandma to my grandma to my mama to me. And then he buries it in the yard.
That made no sense. That scene looked really cool.
But again, his anger, because what are you like? The doll talking is not something that's going to just go hide. You were gonna do
like
that anyway.
You have the master plan, stealth mode. You have a doll that looks just like you, stealth mode. What are you doing? Honestly, he should have kept the doll in the house so it could have been like the doll was moving. Like. He just, in his own way.
Andy wakes up in the middle of the night with socks in his mouth. If I wake up with socks in my mouth, just kill me. So he wakes up with socks in his mouth. He tied to the bed. Baby Chucky say, hey, this movie ain't going to be as long as the last one. It's only 1 hour and 24 minutes. So I got to reveal myself right now. Hey, I'm alive.
He said, hey, Andy. Did you miss me? I sure missed you. I'm not going to spend the rest of my life stuck in this fucking doll.
Right. So he like, baby, let's get this time wrapped up.
Give me
the here come Kyle.
He need a remix version. He need to speed that shit up.
Yeah, here come Kyle sneaking through the window. So he's like, oh, you're fucking lucky. So he was trying to go ahead and get it over with, but Kyle sneaks in. This used to happen to me too. Why do older siblings sneak into the younger siblings? Why wouldn't you go through your own window?
Because the parents usually they usually put the kids that are going to sneak out in the bedrooms that are harder to go out the window.
Thank you. Bad girl. You just told me so. So
I was good sometimes.
So Kyle witnesses it, and she's like, he's tied to the bed, and so he's like, kill Chucky, kill him. He get in mannequin mode. And then they come in, they're like, what the hell is this? You done tied this boy up? So they take so Andy's so they take the doll and they throw it down into the basement. That's what Phil does because he's an asshole.
The next morning, everybody's getting ready for school. Phil and Joanne always have little snide remarks. Phil always has snide remarks to say about Andy. Are we capable of taking care of a child like this? Like, Joanne's like, well, do you want us to send him back? Well, no. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. And honestly, they should have sent him back.
Yeah, because they didn't want him. And he's such a cute kid. And I don't like Andy. It seems like so not here in this movie. Like, it seemed like he was really just dealing with it. Kudos to the acting for this little kid, because he was just like over it. He like, look, I like it here, but I don't really care. Like he trying, baby. He trying. Because it's like,
one thing about this movie, it moves along really quickly too,
baby. Because baby,
it does.
they ground Kyle and Andy for breaking that damn sculpture. Kyle and Andy sort of create a little bond, and then it's time for skew, and we just stop caring about the sculpture.
When I tell you,
when that motherfucker, hold up, Tiffany,
that scared me to death.
When that motherfucker said, "Oh, egg salad," I said I would have threw that bag at the bitch.
Well, Andy does tell her he likes eggs. He didn't tell her he liked relish, mayo, and whatever, and mustard. He didn't tell her he liked all that other stuff.
I've never seen a kid bring no egg salad.
I just want some scrambled eggs. I just want some scrambled eggs. I mean,
maybe a boiled egg, something.
I don't know. Did I bring I did. I brought lunch to school sometimes, but it was different. My school was different. Like, if I'm being for real, it was different. We
I
had an
thought it was a
hour.
good school.
We had an hour for lunch. I had 30 minutes to eat, then I had 30 minutes to go whoop them hoes on the tetherball court. I was the queen of tetherball. I would have to play all day. Only time I would lose is when I got tired.
That's such a violent sport.
Whoop, bam, bam, bam.
So
Bam.
Andy and Kyle head on to school. They get on the school bus, and this is when Tiffany's iconic. We've referenced this movie so many times in so many reviews. I'm surprised we're just now doing it. The iconic moment where Chucky is hopping under the school bus. I don't know what he be grabbing onto. He's so innovative.
Because them hands, baby, the hands are. This is the hand. This. How is the grip so good?
His strong hand.
But them little legs, that scared me to death. To death. And I'm trying to be a G around my friends. I'm like, ha, crazy. Chucky gonna follow them to school. And I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe I'm watching this. We get over to school with Miss Kettlewell. She rude,
First of all,
mean,
this vampire slut.
Who? Miss
Kettlewell. This was 1990 when this movie came out.
Yes.
This woman was in Tu Wong Fu. Flash forward, she in the Mindy Project, and she looked exactly the damn same. I don't like people like that. Like
Susan Robinson?
No, I'm Beverly something.
She's been in so many things. She's still alive. She's 75 now. Because I'm like, how young were you then to look like the time? I don't know. Time is not real. Because this woman scared the hell out of me. Because I was like, how is she still looking like that? Like, she still looks exactly the same. She looks now like she did. Like, she looks now how she did in 1990. But okay, Miss Kettlewell, what you teaching me?
We're reading Pinocchio. She's not teaching them. She's trying to teach them about good manners and not lying. Which is what they think Andy is. They think Andy's a liar. Duh. So moving on.
Nice creative choice, though, Pinocchio.
Andy is being picked on by somebody that he proclaims microchip. That was one of the worst disses I've ever heard in my life. Beat it, microchip. He keeps picking on him, and Andy's like, yo, leave me alone. Miss Kettlewell comes in, intervenes. You boys cannot be arguing like this. Cut it out. So all the kids get ready and head out to lunch. They have turned in their work for the day into Miss Kettlewell. They head out to go to lunch. We see Chucky at the desk. Where is it? Where is it? Aha. And I remember being young, like, what is he doing? Like, what? I thought he was going to steal a car keys or something. I didn't know what was going on. They get back in the class, and some time passes, and Mrs. Kettlewell is grading the papers. She looks at the papers, and she pulls up Andy's, and Chucky has written in crayon, fuck you, bitch.
It was so nicely written, too. Like that.
Right, like, was that Andy's handwriting? He writes it on there, Miss Kettlewell, she's... Ah! I don't use obscenities in my class.
This is the 90s, baby.
The bell rings. The kids are getting ready to go home, and she makes Andy stay in the classroom
while she's attacking him, snatching his ass up. That's when the good guy doll falls out because he was trying to put the toys back in, and that's why she says, "Oh, don't even think about it." And then she puts the good guy doll in the closet, locks the closet door, locks him in the room, and then leaves. I don't know where she was going though. Like, I don't understand.
She went to the office to call Joanne. To call Joanne. But why didn't she take him with her?
That's where I'm like, why would I stay in the classroom? You would stay in the principal's office.
I've never heard of elementary kids staying for detention.
I've never exactly. It's like she detained his ass, and then for you to lock the door. I don't know. I just didn't
locked him in the classroom, baby. But Andy's like, okay. I know I didn't write that on this paper. Here's a good guy doll. Andy goes over to the closet and he starts to look through the peephole, and the blue eye comes over. He's like, peekaboo. Andy, let me out of here, Andy.
Andy said, bitch, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Andy said, fuck it. I'm out. He said, I've listened to the BOOshakalaka podcast. I will not make a bad decision in this movie. He climbed out the damn window. Andy, our boy Andy, baby, he said, I ain't got no time for this bullshit. This is that bullshit that I left last year.
Collapse for Andy.
He runs his ass. Like, Andy's gone. It's over with. Like, what you thought was going to happen ain't going to happen. Here come Miss Kettlewell in her kitten heels, unlocking doors and shit, and Andy's not there no more. And now she mad. Because where you went? So, now this threw me. Because she knew she locked the closet. So, how would he be in the closet? So, she go up in the closet, looking for him. Balls falling, everything. Baby, Chuck, this part, I will never forget. Because I never understood how it worked. But Chucky stabs her with not a bike pump. But yes, a pump.
An air pump.
And I guess I thought he like pumped her full of air. I don't know, but she flies back and she loses all inhibition to live. She says, you know what? It's time for me to go. I'm ready to go.
Take me to the king.
Because why she was just laying on the floor while he walked over. Keep doing that. While he walked over slowly with a ruler, slapped it, and then just he's like,
You've been very naughty, Miss Kettlewell.
And she just like do you know how long it would take to kill an old woman with a ruler?
I love the scene where the camera pans out of the window of the classroom and you still see the I thought it was a yardstick. What's the difference? Whatever. You still see the yardstick going up and whoosh.
How long would that take?
In his own way, because I feel like he could have caught Andy outside. It had only been like a minute and a half.
Well, like, see this I don't like this part because when they were back at the house, this is where Chucky gets crafty. I don't understand how this works because somehow by the time Andy gets home and they're talking to him and everything and he's all freaking out, Phil goes right back to the basement where they threw Chucky down and the doll is down there. So I don't know how
Which is why he should have put the fake doll down there. And he could have been switching.
How did he get there though? That quickly?
He knew a shortcut.
Okay.
Maybe Andy got lost coming back. Like he literally just moved in the house and he got on the bus and went to school.
Yeah, he may not know his way back and he was just running. Because I'm just like, how did Chucky?
Yeah, because they're still in Chicago. I'm gonna assume.
Mm-hmm.
So Chucky probably knew the neighborhood and Andy probably didn't. That I'll give him that bit of grace.
Okay, because I was like, how you got down there, Chucky? Like,
yeah, I'll give just that.
And maybe because this kid's school would end before the parents got home. Well, I guess Joanne don't work; she sews. But okay, I'll let y'all have it. But hell no, you wouldn't have got there that quick. So yeah, he's like, no, it's a doll. He's down there. Da da da. So Phil going another rant because he's sick of this shit. He like, look, and Joanne like, you ain't want him no way. He like, I didn't say I want him, but he ain't our child. Which begs the question that Tiffany asked: why don't y'all just adopt a child? Like, because I don't know. That's just a very not nice thing. I wouldn't say that around a foster kid, especially when his room is right next to yours. But yeah, so Andy and they're depressed. Kyle come talk to him. She like, look, I've been traded around. It makes me stronger. Don't let it get to you. He like, they gonna send me away. So what does Andy do? Andy said, you know what? I'm a badass bitch. Andy said, it is child's play 2. I'm ready for war. He go up in there. This was scary, not even meaning to be, but he go in there opening every drawer, like trying to find a weapon. Because of course he listens to the podcast. And he goes.
We thought it was they try to make you think it's Chucky looking for a weapon too.
But he finds a meat. That's a meat slicer, right?
It was a bread cutter.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was a turkey one. It was either a bread cutter or a turkey carver.
Turkey carver. So he takes it and he goes down in the basement. Of course, Chucky not lying down there no more because Chucky full of shit. He go down there. Like the music is playing. He going down there like a beast. Balls hitting him in the face and he ain't even moving or reacting to it because he like, I don't give a damn. That ain't Chucky. That basement got super big, super quick. It was not that big before. because it's like a maze now. Somehow, I mean, he looking all through the damn laundry and everything, stabbing shit. Here come Chucky through the clothesline, because why is there a clothesline in the basement when you have a dryer? And
I have no idea. That was really weird.
Yes. Chucky knocked him on the ground, start whipping his ass, and he tried to cut him.
Wait, what does he say when he drops in this time? Surprise?
Something rude and crude and not for children.
Oh yeah.
But
that's his MO.
Yeah, and then Andy Cart, tried to slice him, and that's when Phil hears the chaos downstairs. So Phil come downstairs in his pajamas, and he sees Andy standing down there with he's like, put down the knife. So I'm guessing it was a turkey coffer. And he's walking down the stairs all slowly. Chucky done went in here, but he grabs a hook. Like a little, a clothes hook maybe? It looks like the thing that they used to use to get the big clothes, like the clothes at the top off a Hollister, off the shelf.
Yeah.
And he pulls, when Phil gets down close enough, he pulls Phil's leg and he like falls over the banister, but he's hanging. And he's like, How's it hanging, Phil? Then he pulls it.
And then Phil does not try to save his own life. He was ready to go.
How's it hanging, Phil?
I mean, all you had to do was this. Toros. I mean, and so yeah,
anything.
Phil, he pulls his leg, and Phil just allows himself to fall, and his neck breaks when he hits the ground. He was literally 2 feet from the ground. And he's dead. And of course, that's when, after he's dead, Joanne and Kyle come down, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna call the ambulance." Joanne freaks out. She's like, "Get the fuck away from me, kid! You just killed my husband. Get the fuck away from me!" Now, they call the police, and of course, the foster care, and they packing up Andy's shit. He gotta go. But if the cops ruled it an accident, like, how was it Andy's fault again?
Because he was down there making noise. Literally, that's it.
Because I'm like, she's very angry and she's like, if I would have got rid of him, he would be like, this is why y'all don't need to be foster parents. So yeah, Andy go on with Grace, and he's just like, "Hey, Kyle, he gonna kill you too. You better watch your back."
So Kyle's in the basement, Kyle.
Yeah. So Kyle's like, all right. She goes and finishes talking to the police, and then she grabs the doll and she takes it. She throws it in the trash can, and she like, "This been a stressful ass day. My stepdad died. Well, my foster dad died. Let me go smoke a cigarette." So she's smoking a cigarette, and mind you, he buried the doll under the swing. Why? I don't know. But as she's swinging, smoking her cigarette, she kicks up dirt, and then she sees the foot. She pulls it out. Hey, what the fuck is this? Baby, by the time she goes to the trash can that she did not hear open, Chucky's not there anymore.
Right, and it was a metal trash can, baby. She would have heard
These
that.
are old school metal trash cans, a very clean metal trash can. They must recycle.
I don't even remember. I don't even recall ever even having a metal trash can.
Tiffany.
Like, I can't even think. Like, I'm just saying, it's so pushed back in my memory. I don't remember ever seeing a metal trash can in my house.
Tiffany, do you recycle?
Exactly. I don't have enough room in my kitchen.
So she's talking about Joanne. Kyle run through. She is our girl Kyle because she grabs a weapon. Mind you, I like that. I get that they have a lot of kids, so they got to hide the weapons. But damn, it was a lot going on to find this knife. She get up there. I saw the yarn on the stairs. I'm like, girl, leave. Fuck Joanne, honestly.
Right. Like, I would have left.
So she get up in there and she just hit her sewing machine. Joanne, if you don't answer me after 2, I'm out. You don't want to be helped. She turned Joanne around.
Save her.
She turned Joanne around, and it looks like he tied her up, but he slit her throat. Again, the Lakeshore Strangler ain't strangling the damn thing.
No, I thought she was strangled.
Oh, was she strangled? Because I saw her.
I thought she was. It was just ligature marks. I thought she was strangled.
Okay, so maybe he strangled one human being. So
and the other 12 people apparently before he turned into a doll.
Okay, so
this makes number 13 Frighteners.
So this part is when, as a kid, I would have peed on myself. Because Kyle goes and sits on the bed. She don't call the police. She just goes and sits on the bed. I guess she was tired from the walk upstairs. Chucky get under these damn covers and comes up. Comes
up like a ghost. That is pretty pretty scary.
Scared
And how does
the
he rip the sheets open like that?
Joanne!
Brute
Because he doesn't have a knife.
strength.
Okay.
He rips open the sheets.
Sure.
He jumps on Kyle and he wiggling around.
Them legs.
Yes.
Them
And
legs.
I'm gonna assume he still has his human strength, because damn. Because she
Yeah,
acting
I
like
think
she
he
cannot
has
move
to.
at all.
I would have came down on him.
Thank you. That's when you just got boom. But she don't do that. She she drops the knife and then she grabs the lamp and pops him in the head. Then he grabs the knife. I hate her. She walking slowly backwards. He trips her. Bitch, you hurt me. So now we see that he's actually bleeding. So I don't know if he realizes, but it's happening already, which has it been at least a day? I don't know. Maybe we don't know how long he was at the factory before they actually took him. So maybe it's been a couple of days.
Well, you forget when Andy first told them that the doll was real, when they had the sock dilemma, when he throws him down the stairs, Chucky sits up and he sees that his nose is bleeding. He's like, I'm turning human already. So this is when he's activated for real. He said, I can't play around no more. But yes, so now he's hurt. We get grocery getter, as I like to call them. So they in the grocery getter and they drive and he's like, step on it. And like, this accent is funny now. When I was younger, it was the scariest thing ever. It's hilarious to me now. And Kyle's like, we're in a station wagon. Get real. He's like,
the slang. The slang.
Wait, I'm forgetting it.
Oh no, don't forget it. The police come a calling. Because they're speeding.
No, he says these two are arguing about how fast the station wagon can go. And he says, just drive before I kick your fucking teeth in. and Kyle's like, fine. And she throws her seatbelt on and puts the pedal to the metal. And here we woo. Because she was going 40 and a 25, probably. Because that station wagon didn't have that much get up and go.
So cop stops him. He's like, where you going? She like on a date. Which, okay.
She said something.
He's like, I don't buy that. Then he's like,
I would have told him, I'm drunk. Let me out.
He's like, well, he said, I'll fucking kill you if you do anything. So maybe that's why she didn't. But he's like, oh, that's a good guy doll. It's so amazing how they're still impressed by these dolls when we see in the factory they got 12 million of them. And you know, he sees that he's bleeding. She's like, oh, you know how dolls pee? This one bleeds. So he just lets her go with a warning and tells her to slow down. You know, she got the complexion for the girl, please. I'm like, what kind of shit is this? Where's the ticket? You didn't ask me all these damn questions. You done took my license. So now he's like, now they're on their way, and he's like telling her to speed again, and she's like, all right, but we're gonna get stopped by the cops again. Baby, Kyle put them brakes on, and it didn't even seem like she was speeding for that long. Chucky go flying through the damn window. I was like,
he's not that heavy. He couldn't be no more than 30 pounds.
Like, damn. I mean, it's a big hole in there. Like, girl, the repair. So he get on the hood and she drives into
he didn't have his seatbelt on.
No, he didn't drive. Yeah. Because that's another thing. The cop was like, make sure you wear your seatbelt. And I was like, so when did this law get into effect?
Who knows?
To when it was optional. So
some people still don't wear it.
So, yeah, she rams into the gate and then she tries to back up and ram again. But of course, you know, he thriller. So this is when Kyle starts to lose me a bit because she stops the car and gets out of the car. And just looking around, like, Kyle, what? Of course, Chucky is on top of the hood. He like, all right, bitch, that's enough. So now it just over. So what was this for? I'm just like, this was just runtime. Because now you about to get back in the car and do the same damn thing. All right, we back at the
No, they're not going to get back in the car because they're already around the corner from the foster home. They're literally there. We see her walk around the corner and they're there.
So
but he needs to use her to get through the doors.
Yes.
A fire alarm rings. He pulls the fire alarm. And we see all the kids getting ready. Grace is getting all the kids together. They're gathering all the kids going outside. And when she and Andy come down the stairs, you see Kyle standing while the other children are running beside her. And she has Chucky in her arm. Chucky has a knife up to her back. And Grace is like, you did this, didn't you? Get into my office. They go into Grace's office. And she tells him, I cannot believe you did this. And Kyle, who did this? And Kyle looks at the doll. She's like, it was a doll. He's like, give me this doll.
Baby.
I can't believe you said this. And Chucky says, what the hell?
Oh my God. What a perfect moment, though, to do that.
I'm taking that out. She's holding up Chucky, and she said, how dare you say that this doll would do this? This doll is not alive. And Chucky says, amazing, isn't it? And stabs Grace straight through the heart.
He just pow, pow, pow. She fall back on the copy machine, just making copies of her. Oh, wow, I thought a she-devil. And...
Oh, yeah. The booty.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, so she's dead as a... And Kyle grabs Andy, and they're trying to run out the door. Chucky backs into the door and closes the... You know how slow you have to be? I was so mad at Kyle. Because I had the door locked.
Chucky's legs can't be longer than, what, 12 inches? A foot?
Like,
why are we not kicking? I don't think they've kicked Chucky in any of these movies. What girl?
No.
Punt him like a fucking football.
Yeah, so Kyle trying to get into and she's trying to get in. The fire department arriving and shit. Chucky done grabbed Andy. He like, let's go. Let's get the hell out of here. So instead of just, well, I guess she doesn't know where they're, I mean, there's nowhere else to exit. So why wouldn't she just leave the building? Like she waits to get into the room to decide to then go get in her car and follow them. They were booking it. So they get back on the paper truck and Kyle cut off the paper truck because she sees Chucky and Andy in the back. He got him laid, spread eagle. So she cuts him off. Baby, that black man was so damn mad she cut off that truck. Like, what the fuck are you doing, you crazy bitch? But again, they're gone. I don't know how Andy is moving this fast.
He has my favorite line in the whole movie. She slams him up against his truck. He says, crazy bitch. Amazing. Oscar. He should have gotten it. But guess what? They were right around the corner from the Good Guy Factory.
So that everything is just...
They live in the Truman Show. They live in the Truman Show because there's not much going on because the school's right there. Everything's, I mean, Joanne went and got them eggs from the grocery store right around the corner. They run in, and Chucky somehow knows how to push the button on the garage to close the garage. But Kyle does a 007 roll, and she's in the factory with them as well. Chucky wastes no time. He knocks Andy the hell out and starts Ade Due Dambala. Give me the power, I beg of you. Kyle cannot find them. Chucky starts the chant. The clouds come in. He finishes the CG. He finishes the same clouds they use in part 1. They probably continued through the rest of the movies. They said, we paid for this. We're going to keep it moving.
It looks so good.
He finishes the chant. We look at Andy. We look at Chucky. We look at Andy. We look at Chucky. Andy opens his eyes. Chucky looks and his nose is bleeding again. And we hear, no! I spent too much time in this body. Now I'm fucking trapped. And Andy is just backing up. This is what I'm saying. Chucky's scary as hell. Andy's backing up. He's trying to get out of there. And Chucky's just standing there screaming at him. And all of a sudden, a pile of Good Guy doll boxes fall on Chucky's head. Kyle pushed him over. Kyle and Andy reunite and they are running.
That was the funniest part. He said, what the hell? Because that's such a serious...
Yeah. like I don't know what maze they ended up in, but there's so many boxes. I would hate to be the PA that had to put those boxes together. Like, they probably dream about it at night. But they are running right, left, son. Through everything. Over the woods, to grandmother's house we go. They going up ladders, going up, what do they call conveyor belts, going up everything. Chucky is chasing them. He follows them up to the top of a conveyor belt, and Kyle manages to pull a gate, and it falls onto Chucky's head. The kids are able to get away. I don't know why we're not just killing them. I don't know why she didn't say, Andy, how do I kill him? She never asked Andy that question in this movie.
They're just trying to escape at this point.
We hear nothing about the heart, but we got to stop trying to escape. We got to kill him. This part was so disgusting. So Chucky is human now. And his hand is trapped under this gate. He cannot lift the gate up with the other hand. I need you to stop. I need you to stop right now.
It's painful. It's painful.
I need you to stop right now.
It's painful. I can't just the way it was pulling.
He pulls his hand away from his wrist, and just you see all of the veins, all of the blood, and all of the meat and the juices and berries pull apart. It is disgusting. It looks really real. And he takes the knife and stabs the knife into the hand. So now he has a knife hand and a regular hand. His adrenaline has to be to 115.
I hate kids.
But I guess, you got to think about it. He got burned alive in the first one and he was still going. That anger, I never experienced anger like that. I never. Because when I get mad, something always happens. If I'm mad and I'm in the wrong, I'm always going to stub my toe. I don't know how. I'm going to get stuck on the door handle with the belt loop. And then I'm going to instantly not be mad no more because I'm like, okay, girl, calm down.
Andy and Kyle are steady trying to escape. They done messed up the conveyor belt. So a factory worker got to go down there and fix it. Now, why Chucky kills this man? Well, we know why because he's just a serial killer
in his own way.
Because,
but I guess for this purposes, he don't want anybody to try to help them. I guess this one kind of makes sense because this is the climax.
Because we're at the eye machine and he makes the man fall back. The eye machine grabs him and he gets his eyes, like the plastic eyes, literally over his regular eyes. I don't know if that would kill you, but I know it would hurt a lot.
I don't think he would have died. I personally don't, but what do I know? I still got both my eyes, thankfully.
But what confuses me is after this death, it seems like Andy and Kyle just ain't got shit to do. Cause they just literally walking through now. They're not running. They just like looking.
It's a factory. There has to be at least 30 exits.
Or emergency exit. I mean, it's not hard to be. These workers.
I feel like
have
they was
get
trying to
in
go
and out.
to the roof.
He comes down. We're at the arms where they put the arms on things. He comes down. He swings his knife at Andy, and then they press the button and the machine comes and it's where they put the hair in. It staples his nuts onto the platform and then they push him backwards to where he gets his legs taken off in the machine. That's when Kyle is knocked the hell out. Now, how he did this with no legs, I don't know. But he managed to tie up the dead guy by his legs with rope. It's his body swung and knocked Kyle out. So Kyle's about to go into the same machine that puts all the arms and the legs on the dolls. I don't know how he was doing this. Now he's rolling. He's like, I don't know what that was, but he's on a roller and he's coming after Andy. And Andy is still acting like he has the upper hand. So as he's getting close to Andy, Andy is next to a wax machine. Andy pulls the lever and a bunch of hot wax gets sprayed on Chucky. So he loses his hair. Tragic. And he's just covered in plastic. Then Andy goes and saves Kyle. And they just go and look at the corpse. Because they have time. And they have nothing else to do tonight. And she's like, what did you do to him? So as they're just standing there, then of course Chucky resurrects. And he's just like all waxy and gross. And Kyle still doesn't have the strength to push him back. Because he's just on her. So she takes the wiggle wire. I don't know what it was pumping air.
It was definitely a hose. Wiggle
wire. If there's nothing called if I Google wiggle wire and there's something pops up on, apology. The hose. Never. What was it pushing air? Like what was it? Was just air?
It does not matter. This is just this ending was just too big for this movie. It was too big.
Shout out to Leprechaun 4. This is how you blow a bitch up. So she puts the hose in Chucky's mouth and he just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Kirby.
Thank you.
He turns into Kirby. And then kablam!
You son of a bitch!
Kablam!
And all we have left is a little torso and some legs. Like, frozen.
And now they know how to get out the factory.
Kyle and Andy walk back out the garage that they initially came in. And Andy says, where we going, Kyle? She said, I don't know, Andy.
The movie
I have no idea.
Literally ends like that.
And the movie ends.
Nobody else works at the
bomb ass music. I like the music at the end. But no, nobody else was there. The sun is coming up. Goodbye, Chucky. listening to this review, you might think I don't like this movie, but I do like this movie because we get right into Chucky.
Mhm.
He's mean. He's gruesome. We don't have to wait. Of course, people don't believe Andy when he tells us that he's alive, but we know that he's alive. In the first movie, they wanted us to kind of believe that the doll was not alive, but you know, now we know. Like, let's get the show on the road. His one-liners are hilarious. How's it hanging, Phil? You can't beat that. You can't beat that. I love this movie. When people ask me like what's one of your favorite scary movies, this is one that I say. Child's Play 2, you all right with me. You scared the hell out of me when I was younger, but you all right with me now. 5. This is something I do watch every year. Sorry. I love this movie.
So, it was a great movie. It was very scary. They literally had a body hanging in front of a child with the eyes. Terrifying. Like, there was some scary shit in this movie. Even with them trying to make him look more gruesome than they did in the last movie. Like, we ain't gonna burn him. We gonna make him look all waxed out and gross.
They definitely tried to up the ante from the last movie.
The effects were great.
He does die. Moving forward, he dies in crazier ways each time. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
So the effects look great. Practical effects gonna always win over, but when they did do special effects, it did look good. The only reason I'm going to give it a 4 based on our rating system is because I think he topped himself. I think they topped with 3.
Topped what?
The killings, the vulgarness, the tragic. Like, there was a very tragic moment in 3. So I just feel like 3, I would rewatch 3 a lot more.
Wait a minute. You're telling me you like Child's Play 3 more than Child's Play 2?
Yes. It may be because Andy was played by an Asian actor who was also in Suzy Q. Maybe I had a crush on him.
Absolutely.
Maybe I had a crush on him though. Maybe I had a crush on him.
Choices.
Scotty. So maybe I had a crush on Scotty.
Choices. Okay.
But shut up. So maybe that was it. But I don't know. I just thought it was very, I don't know. Maybe it was just something about that environment. Like, even like as a kid, you have to go get a haircut and you know what happens with the haircut scene. Maybe, I don't know. It was a lot going on.
Well, guys, that will do it for my favorite Child's Play 2. Please be sure to come back with us next time when we review The Cabin in the Woods, our 420 special. I don't do anything like that. I'm good. That doesn't make you bad if you do, but I stay away from the cannabis. But all right, guys, we will see you then. Bye. Where did you hide it, Dan? Please be sure to send us your requests at booshakalakapodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter X, BlueSkyPod. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Instagram at BlueSkyPodcast.